Where are you located now, Ms. Balco?
I'm in Huntington, West Virginia.
Okay. You've got community service, the driver intervention program, and the rest of your fund to pay.
Yeah, I believe I have 600 or 500, something around that area left to pay.
600.
600.
And you got 5 days of community service.
Yeah.
So you got to get out here and get your community service done, and you got a driver intervention program to do too. 3-day school. If you don't do that, then I have to give you the jail time.
Okay.
Okay, give me a date when you can be here for community service.
I can be there this Saturday.
Okay, so that's the 25th.
Yeah.
All right, 7:30 a.m. here, the west side of the building. Mr. Cooper's got that down. He'll report if you don't show up for your hearing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to find a date for you to come back for your next one. Schedule's still doing the same thing.
And I have Kingston's logged on over TeamViewer to keep an eye on that. And then report to hardware about how to fix it. It wasn't timing out this morning from the time I logged on until now.
Just when I change months, it won't change. It just does. It just sits there.
Change months.
Now it's I logged off, logged back on. Now it's working. Okay, let's see. I'll set you for February the 24th
February 24th?
at 9 o'clock, and I want you to be here in person.
Okay.
February 24th, 9 a.m. is your next hearing.
All right.
Austin Carmen, 22,254. Has a balance on his funds, not here. So he has 7 days to appear before a warrant will be issued. Jessica Fields, 2811. Physical control, still has fines to pay. 7 days before warrant issues.
I'm here.
Oh, well, you didn't say anything. Jessica Fields, all right. You made a payment January the 7th. And you still have $205 balance.
That is correct.
Okay. Can you pay anything today?
No, sir.
I'll set you 1 month, February 21st, pay off the balance and you don't have to come in.
All right.
February 21st, 9 a.m. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Christopher Reese, 24,201, 24,729. Has paid off his fines, has not finished community service, has got 7 days to appear before a warrant will issue. So that was all the reviews? Okay, so that finishes the reviews. Now are the arraignments. That's new cases or missing a hearing and having a warrant. So when your name is called, come up to the table to your right, stand there. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but if you do make statements that are on the record, they can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have One appointed if you can't afford one, to make the state prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus James Helton, case number CRB 23111. James Helton.
Raymond, first time appearing. Got it, one.
James Helton. And he got arrested on a warrant, posted a bond with Mr. Sowards on the 18th of January, and has still not appeared. This is on a theft conviction. So I will text Mr. Sowards that Mr. Helton did not appear and a warrant's issued. Let's do, I'll do February 14th for the bond forfeiture hearing. February 14th, and I'm notifying Mr. Sowards by text right now. So that warrant should issue today.
State of Ohio versus Kaylee Bennett, case number TRC 22170 A, B, C, and D, TRD 221604 A and B, TRD 212280 A, B, and C.
And ma'am, you're Kaylee Bennett.
Yes.
This was a case that had been set for review on the 13th, so that was last Monday.
Yeah, I was snowed in at my mom's at the time. I couldn't make it out. And I was going to come yesterday, but Roger Smith said you guys didn't have court yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was a holiday, so the court was closed. Okay, are you able to pay anything on your funds today?
I think I can do 15 or 20. I think that's what I have with me. I would have to go out to the car and see. But I get paid this coming Monday night, so I can pay something Tuesday as well.
And you still have community service left to do too. You've got, in the last case, 22170, you still have 48 hours of community service.
Yeah, I did one Saturday. I think I can come back this coming Saturday too.
Okay, so you'll be here this Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Cooper, this is Kaylee Bennett.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're going to pay 20 on your fine?
15 or 20. I don't know what I have with me right now.
February 21st is your next hearing for review, and that will be at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See the clerk. Thank you.
We're ready for pre-trials, Your Honor.
Okay, starting pre-trial tomorrow.
State of Ohio versus Scott D. Taylor, case number TRC 241941. Scott Taylor.
Tell Luke they call this case.
He's got it.
This is Mr. Stiers' case, set for pre-trial today.
Your Honor, based on some pretrial discussions with the state, we had a conference in chambers. I believe the state is going to make a motion to amend the charge to physical control. And if the state were to make that motion and the court were to grant it, we would enter a guilty plea to that amended charge.
Your Honor, we are willing to make that amendment given the circumstances. I think that there needs to be some intervention in this matter. So that I guess our agreement to modify this would be based upon the conditions that we wish to place on this.
And Your Honor, Mr. Taylor is already treating through OVP. I explained to him that should the court agree with this amendment, that continued treatment would be part of the sentence.
All right, I'll allow the amendment. The charge will be amended to revised code 4511.194, which is being in physical control of a motor vehicle while impaired. And the plea that Mr. Taylor wishes to enter that charge is what?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, sir.
You have a right to make a statement to the court if you wish to prior to sentencing. Do you have anything you wish to
Continue, you guys will never see me again. I turned 61 in a week, and I went through ODP and learned what my condition is. It's due to the trauma of my brother dying, there's 3 people in my family dying, and all these open casket funerals. So I'm dealing with the issue, trying to Planet Fitness, use exercise as your drug of choice. It's a new thing for me, because I just got my arm is damaged, my biceps gone. I've got a lot of implants in my feet and everything. So I'm just trying to strengthen up without the use of all these pills and drugs from doctors and all that. So it's all healthy for me. And I enjoy cycling too. On the Outer Banks, you get that wind with you.
Okay.
You know, and I love bike riding. So that's what I do now. I try to. Got to swim.
I encourage that. That's, I think, a better idea than some of your prior history that you've done.
Oh, yeah. I used to.
I'm going to order that you continue treatment with ODP, and that should be for substance and mental health issues. And I want you, I can't order this, but I want you to be kind to your mother. I know you help her.
Oh,
but
God.
You've also aggravated her.
Can I just
a lot
square
for
something?
years.
No,
Yeah.
no, we're not. Sticking on topic.
If you stay clean and sober and deal with your mom in a kind way, then that will make me very happy. So I'm going to order that you pay $200 as a fine, pay the court costs. I'm going to give you a 60-day jail sentence, which I'll suspend on the conditions you don't have any further criminal or traffic matters that endanger yourself or the public or your mother. And you'll have a review hearing to make sure you're doing your treatment and counseling as required. And let's make that in 1st of March.
Can I just say one more thing, Judge?
Why don't you talk to your lawyer about that?
I just want to be school. I've never even
Hey,
seen
we're not worried about that right now.
I've never hit my mother.
I hear you. I hear you.
It got spread around in Lawrence
Okay.
County Jail.
Well,
and I was in there 40
Okay.
days, and it had to be shift from one pod to another. Was in the drunk tank with 30 of them during the height of COVID, and they said I beat my mother. And this deputy, I'm going to get his name. He needs to be reported. He came there every shift and said, I beat my mother. I've never so much as squeezed a
Okay.
pinky on my
You're
mother.
not charged with that.
You're not charged with that, so
I know,
we're
but I'll
we're
find
gonna-
out the name of this
All right,
deputy. He's
we're-
still working
we're-
here. I mean,
Well,
he needs to be fired.
If I may, Your Honor, what was,
I never had-
I heard March, but I didn't get a specific date.
March the 7th will be his review hearing date at 9 a.m. He's meeting with Mr. Major today before he leaves.
And if I may, Your Honor, one of the things we discussed in the back, we didn't put onto the record here, is that there is an ALS suspension in effect due to an alleged refusal involved in this case. We are seeking limited driving privilege for purposes of attending rehab and getting his mother to medical appointmts.
Mr. Healy.
We're going to ask for a 3-year license suspension. And if there are certain reasons why Mr. Taylor needs to be able to drive, we are not opposed to limited driving privileges, but he needs to understand that
You ain't gonna see me.
it's got to be a whole different way.
There's a thing called a man's word, and you got my word. I'm 61. I might not live another month. I can't feel my hands or my feet, so yes, I'm a driver by trade. Worked for Resort Quest on the Outer Banks for 15 years, and I drove through roadblocks, hurricanes, 13 hurricanes. So I'm a driver.
All right.
I signal, I do everything, follow the law. But anyway, I'll shut up. But right now, they got me suspended till September 16th of 2026 in Columbus. And
I'm going to impose a 3-year license suspension. Maybe I'll lift it later, but I want to see some progress in your treatment. And I'm going to give you the right to drive for coming to your treatment, taking your mother to medical appointments, and we'll say for grocery shopping. I think he does that probably too.
I guess court appearances as well, Your Honor.
Court appearances, but I only want it to be good until March the 7th. So if he doesn't show up on March the 7th, his driving privileges are over at that point. So you get a driving permit good through March 7th is when your next review hearing is. And if I think you're doing well, I'll give you another permit to drive. Go see Mr. Major before you leave.
Thank you.
You are.
And Your Honor, I'm going to, since the court's imposing a longer suspension, I'm going to fill out ALS disposition form on this matter, so he isn't forced to pay 2 reinstatement fees.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Anderson Jude, case number CRB 24808.
All right, this is Mr. Morford's case. He's having some physical difficulties being here this morning. He fell last Friday here at the court outside on the ice. So he's not here this morning. Mr. Steyer is standing in for him. It's my understanding this case is one that needs continued in any event.
Yes, Mr. Jude has a matter pending in common pleas court. Do you know when you go to court again on that?
No, I'm in Ballister.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, then, at any rate, then I think that this may have an impact on that. So I'd like to let this go out for at least a brief period. I would suggest a couple weeks based on Mr. Morford's injury, but I would leave it to the court's discretion. And obviously, this being occasioned by Mr. Morford's unavailability, there is a time waiver.
Is there a hearing set now?
Well, no, he's just in the drug court, so the drug court, but this might impact his drug court eligibility, so I'd rather have Mr. Morford deal with this directly.
How about February 7th?
I'm going to put that down. I will inform Mr. Morford. If he has an issue with that, he can bring it to the court's attention.
All right. February 7th will be a pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Caitlin Moore, case number CRA 24243, CRB 24244, CRB 24337.
Yeah.
Also, Mr. Morford's case, he's unable to be here today. Mr. Steyer is standing in for him.
It's my understanding, again, that there's a matter pending in common pleas court. Is that accurate? Do you know when your next hearing date is?
30th.
Of this month?
Yes.
Okay, her next court date is the 30th of this month, so frankly, the 7th should probably work fine for this as well.
All right. This case will be continued February 7th also for another pretrial.
Get in touch with Mr. Morford's office to make sure that that day works. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Casella, case number TRC 242500 and TRD 242490.
This is Mr. Tyler Smith's case, and it's set as a pretrial today.
Talking with Mr. Heald, I think at this time we're going to need to set a pretrial motion to suppress on the breathalyzer test. he'll be specific as far as to that. Which can be pretrial date.
Okay, so you're going to file the motion, we're going to do a pretrial on motions?
Yes, that way we can make sure it's narrowed to where it needs to be.
When do you think you can have your motion filed?
Probably in the next week, 10 days, if you want to set me pretrial the 7th.
7th or 10th?
7th, I'm right here on the 7th. If you want to.
7th, February 7th?
Yes.
For pretrial on motion to suppress.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls James Helton, case number CRB 23111.
Okay, this was called previously, and we didn't think you were going to appear, but you're here now. This is on failure to appear for a review hearing. The conviction was on a theft offense. Looks like you got arrested on the 18th of January and posted a bond.
Yes.
And I'm showing that you still have a fine to pay. You had been at Bethesda in treatment, and I removed on a monitor, and I removed it, and it looks like that was not a good idea on my part, because then you didn't appear after that. So I'm going to order that you go do a urine screen today. I want to see what that shows, and we'll decide how we're going to go forward again. Mr. Cooper, I'll show you where to go for your urine screen.
State of Ohio versus Gretchen E. Smith, case number TRC 221661, A and B. Your Honor, is set for sentencing today.
All right, I thought you were going to appear by teleconference. So.
I made it in time. I got off at 6:30.
Okay.
I paid 70 total. I paid 30 today and 40 a couple weeks ago. I got a new job.
Where are you working?
I'm working at a nursing home, and I started school too. So.
Where are you going to school?
It's on-the-job training there to get certified, and so I start classes the 27th, and right now they have me take on the dementia floor, taking care of elderly people. So I like it.
Okay, well, based on some of your history, I'm going to have you do a urine screen
Okay.
today too, and then
Okay.
I'll call you back after we get the results.
All righty.
State of Ohio versus Sean Owens, case number TRD 171710, A and B. Sean Owens.
Sean Owens was set for sentencing today. He has a bond up with Sowers. He's not appeared, so I'll notify Mr. Sowers.
Your Honor, if I may, he wasn't at community service as ordered.
So we'll set his, the previous one should help him, so I've already canceled that bond forfeiture, as he showed. Let's set this one for the 10th, there's fewer cases. So bond forfeiture, I'm notifying Mr. Sowers by text, will be February 10th. go to the jail. We've got quite a few people there we can deal with.
I can deal with some of them, I can call them and let them know. They may be listening. Richard Blevins.
Okay, we're going to the jail now by teleconference to do some hearings there.
State of Ohio versus Richard Blevins of the Lawrence County Jail. Case number CRA 17-437, TRD 16-4739, CRB 16-726, and Taylor Bryan is on deck.
Okay, thank you.
He did respond, he said that was maybe a lot.
We got a meeting tomorrow.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You're Richard Blevins, right?
Yes, sir.
I think you know I'm Judge Capper. This is a hearing on warrants that you have issued from Lawrence County Municipal Court. It's alleged that you failed to appear for a review hearing in March of 2022 on 3 different cases. Do you admit or deny you failed to appear for your hearing?
I admit to it.
Do you have an explanation?
I was living out of town. I was living in Potts, Michigan. That's a 10-hour ride for me. And I've never made it down to do anything. I've been trying to make payments on a credit card, and the system kept denying my cards.
So are you back here now, or what?
Yes, I actually just moved back right before Christmas, Your Honor.
Where are you living?
With my mom, Barbara Harmon,
Where does she live?
right here in 451. Township Road.
In Ironton, or?
Yeah, right here in Ironton.
How long you been in jail now on the warrant?
Since Monday, around 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning.
You got new charges too? You got any new charges or just these old charges?
Just the old charges.
Well, do you want me to change this all into jail time, or do you want to pay it off? I'm showing that you just owe some fines.
I'd like to just get it paid off a little over time, but right now I just ain't got no income, but
You can work, if you want to work community service, I'll let you work it off doing community service. It looks like it's about roughly a little over $500, so 10 days of community service will take care of it.
10 days of community service, and would I get released today, or how would that work?
Probably, and you can do your community service in Ironton since you live there.
Okay. Yeah, we can do the community service as long as I get home to my kids and be there with my dad, because he's too bad to help.
Well, will you do it? I mean, you're promising to do it, but will you do it?
Yes, sir. My mom is sitting there in your courtroom, and she will make sure I do it.
Okay. Because at some point, I'm going to have to, the other option is just to convert what he hadn't paid into jail time, which would be about 10 days. So 10 days of community service versus 10 days of jail. Pretty good deal to do the 10 days of community service, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But you got to do it. And Mom, you're going to make him do it, right? No excuses. No excuses. You hear me, Richard?
Yes,
No
sir.
excuses.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay, so I'll give you, here's the way this works. I give you review hearings, and you got to keep coming to them until you get your stuff done. Once you get it done, then you don't have any more review hearings. And if you don't come to a review hearing, you get a warrant for jail, because the Supreme Court of Law says I can't put you in jail for not paying your fines, but I can put you in jail for not coming to your hearings. So if you don't come to your hearing, that's automatic. You're going to the Who Scout. If you blow it off, you're going to the Who Scout. Just take care of it and don't worry about getting arrested anymore.
Yes, sir.
So I'll give you a month. And Mom's writing down the date, because he's not going to remember. There's no excuse, because you can call the court and they'll tell you when your hearing date is. Or you have a smartphone, don't you? 99.9% of people in the United States have smartphones. Do you have a smartphone?
I do.
Yes, sir.
And you know how to get on the internet. Unfortunately, you know how to get on there. we have a website. You can go to the website and put your name in, and it's gonna tell you when you gotta come back to court. So no excuses for not knowing when you gotta go back to court. February 21st at 9 a.m. And I'll quit saying these once you finish it up. So you're gonna get out of jail today. Start taking care of what you're supposed to do and stop going to jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all. Good luck, man.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.
When would he be starting community service?
He can start tomorrow. We have community service. If he wants to come here every day but Sunday, I'm not sure about our municipal. I told him he can go there. They have a community service department because he lives in Ironton.
Your Honor, I believe they are closed on the weekends. They're
Okay.
just Monday through Friday.
So you'll need to find that out.
All right, thank you.
How old is he anyway?
36.
Maybe you need to break his plate. Have you ever heard that term? That's an old country saying. He's grown, he's an old man almost. 36, if he was playing sports, he'd be old. He's not a kid anymore. He needs to take care of his own business. But thank you for trying to help him.
State of Ohio versus Taylor Bryan at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 23-112, CRB 20-112. And Crystal Cantrell is on deck.
All right, ma'am, you're Taylor Bryan.
Yes.
Looks like you missed a hearing back in the summer. June 20th, 24th, it's on a theft conviction and a disorderly conduct conviction. And I'm showing that you still owe community service and fines and court costs.
Yeah,
Do you admit or deny you missed your hearing?
I admit
You got a good let me put good in front of reason. Do you have a good reason for not coming to court?
it. I mean, I came earlier that month and it was the wrong day, and then I was working at the time, so it was kind of hard for me to get back. So that's why I missed it.
Okay. Since July, you couldn't get, or actually June, you couldn't get in there?
And the reason I haven't been back since then is because I kind of just scared myself where it was been so long. I didn't want to get put in jail.
And what were you scared of?
Go to jail.
And what's happened to you?
I'm in jail.
So what you were afraid of, you made happen by not coming in. It would be very rare if somebody came in and walked through those doors on their own and said, and this happens, people come in and say, Judge, I'm really sorry I missed that hearing because I had to work, but I'm here now. I can't remember that ever happening, me putting somebody in jail over that. But then when you never show up, how am I supposed to get you to come to court and everybody else that's watching? If I just said, oh, Taylor, that's okay. You don't have to do your homework. You don't have to take the trash out. You don't have to do whatever. There's got to be consequences. And what do you think is going to happen if you don't come to court?
Go to jail.
You're going to go to jail. And it looks like from looking at your file, that's been a problem with you. Let's see. I'm going to talk myself into putting you in jail longer because January 5th you failed to come to
Yeah, this is
hearing.
the longest I've ever spent in jail.
November 3rd of 23 you failed to come to court. October the 2nd of 23 you failed to come to court. July 24th of 23 you failed to come to court. May 15th of 23 you
I
failed to come to
promise I
court.
won't fail to go before no more.
Yeah, why should I believe that now?
Because I've never had to spend jail time. Any other time I've just showed up.
Okay, let me check that and make sure
I've
that,
been in here for about 4 days.
how you like it.
Not at all.
I wouldn't either.
It's worth going to court.
Are you working now?
No, not at the moment.
Where are you living?
I live with my fiance.
Where's that?
It's in South Point, it's on County Road 1. His father just died, so we were actually in the middle of trying to get all the arrangements made.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you take a urine screen. And if you're clean, then I'm going to just give you time served. So go do a urine screen. I'll have you back when I get the results.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Crystal Cantrell at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 2529, CRB 2530, and Brian Crawford was on deck.
Ma'am, are you Crystal Cantrell?
Yes.
I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. This is what's called an arraignment hearing, and you're being arraigned by teleconference, and your image is in the courtroom now. It's all being recorded, what you say, and do, actually, because it's a video. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, what you say is all on the record. It can be used against you if you admit something about your case. You have a right to have an attorney. You have a right to have an attorney appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail, and you have a right to make the state prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
The most serious charge is possession of drugs, a felony of the 5th degree. It's alleged that on January the 18th in Fayette Township, you knowingly were in possession or used clonazepam, a Schedule 4 substance, and that you have a prior conviction for a drug offense. So that makes this a felony 5. Maximum penalty is a year in jail, $2,500 fine. Same date and time, they're alleging that you tried to deprive Walmart of property without their consent. So that's a theft charge. Maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the 2 charges against you?
Yes.
Do you understand the rights you have?
Yes.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No.
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
I do.
What do you do?
I work at Burger King.
Are you paid by the hour?
I am
How much per hour?
$10.
Okay, you're eligible for court-appointed counsel then. And Mr. Smith still here? Or Tyler Smith?
I don't think he's here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Steyer, I'll appoint you. Crystal Cantrell, she's, I've got a Huntington address for you, ma'am, is that right?
Yes.
Altizer? In Altizer, is that where you live?
What is it?
I've got Altizer Avenue, is that the right address, or you live someplace else now?
No, I live at 245 6th Avenue.
Is that Crystal with a C or a K, Your Honor?
C. Cantrell, C-A-N-T-R-E-L-L. State's position on bond.
Given the allegations, Your Honor, we would want Ms. Cantrell to be assessed for treatment if she were to receive an OR bond.
Ma'am, do you have a pay source for medical care?
I've got a medical card.
West Virginia medical card?
Yeah, I'm in a medical clinic.
You're in, did you say methadone?
Yes.
How many milligrams are you taking today?
It's 260.
Wow. That's really high. That's one of the highest I've ever had. How long have you been doing methadone?
About a year.
start you out at?
30.
And they raise you all in a year up to over 200 milligrams a day?
Yeah.
Do they ever say no to you?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
How much do you ask them for?
I'm on the pen down now.
You are? What's the highest you've ever gotten per day?
280.
Do you want to continue to do methadone?
And I'm coming down off of it.
So that tells me you want to go to something else or go get off of any of the substance to help you.
Get off of it.
OVP?
Your Honor, OVP doesn't have any beds currently, and they can't see her on an outpatient basis through Medicaid if she's treating methadone because it's considered duplicative services.
Yeah, if it were inpatient, we could potentially get her like tomorrow or something, but we can't do outpatient if she's in the methadone clinic.
What's your family situation, Ms. Cantrell? You have family?
I live at home with my daughter
Is she an adult or
and my cat
is your daughter an adult?
and my cat.
Is your daughter an adult, ma'am?
She is.
Okay. Was your daughter in jail also?
Yes.
Does she have children?
No.
Okay.
Just to clarify this as best we can, since I'm the only one here, is her daughter a co-defendant or is it a separate issue?
She's on the docket for arraignment. What's the charge?
So,
Shoplifting.
Possession and shoplifting.
Yeah, same charges.
okay, just clarify that now. Your Honor, I would ask for the OR bond, recognizing that we're not in an optimal situation here, but at the same time, I think having her, if we can't get her immediately into treatment, I also don't know that having her in the jail coming off of that level of methadone is safe either. I would ask that we grant her an OR bond, set this thing for Friday, I'll be here, and maybe reassess the situation then and see what we can figure out about doing something just for her safety.
Mr. Hill.
Well, at least she's, even though methadone is not much of a solution, at least it's something. I don't know that it's possible to get her into a residential program today, anyway.
Well, the problem is probably going to be to get her off of methadone. You can only reduce so much per week. Yeah. Let's be honest. It's highly unlikely if we release her on an OR bond, she's going to come back. Highly unlikely.
I would stress to her that because there's a felony charge pending, if she doesn't come back, the warrant that issues is going to be good in West Virginia, and if you get picked up in West Virginia on a warrant from Ohio, in my experience, you'll sit in the Western Regional Jail for a month before they get you over here.
Yeah.
So it is to your benefit to get back over here as quickly, to get back over here Friday, if the judge will grant you an OR bond.
Do you have a phone number where you can be reached, ma'am? Ms. Cantrell?
740-534-8123.
That's an Ohio number. How did you get that?
Is it a cell?
It's a great phone number.
Somebody that lives in Ohio?
She resides in Ohio, yes.
Whose number is that?
Tina Runyon.
Runyon? Tina Runyon?
So that's not a cell phone, that's a landline over here somewhere?
Oh, it's a cell phone.
Okay.
It's my phone, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. That's my phone.
That individual's here at the courthouse.
Are you related to her, ma'am?
No, she's just my friend.
Okay. Well, we're trying to figure out how to get her into treatment. She needs treatment,
Okay.
and not at Ultimate Treatment Center, the methadone clinic. She's taking over 200 milligrams a day of methadone. It's very, very high. So, I'm going to release, where do you live, ma'am? Do you live in Huntington?
Yes.
I don't want her to sit in jail, but I want her to get help, and I've got OVPs of Ohio Valley physicians willing to help her, but she's got to go.
Okay.
So I'm going to release her on her own promise to come to court as ordered, and to go to treatment as ordered. And if you heard what Mr. Steyer said, she is charged with a felony. So what that means, you can go to prison over a felony. That's the difference between felony and a misdemeanor. Misdemeanor, you can only go to the county jail. Felony, you can go to prison if you're convicted. The other difference is, on a felony warrant, it's good in every state in the union and most countries. So there's nowhere to hide. So if she doesn't come to court and issue a warrant for her, she gets picked up in Huntington on that warrant, she will sit in Western Regional for quite a while, because they're pretty slow about processing them in Cabell County, and then she'll be sent over here. And there's no advantage to blowing it off and not showing up. It's not like it's going to go away. It ain't going away. It's only going to get worse if she doesn't deal with it.
Okay.
Right.
So, I'm telling your friend that so she can help you get to court and get to treatment like you need to do.
And ma'am, I'm going to give my card to your friend, so you'll have my phone number. When you get out, I'd appreciate if you could contact me, and we'll make arrangements. Are we going to set court for Friday, Your Honor?
Well, let's see. I was thinking to give her a little more time to try to see if she was going to show up. Plus, I probably want to set both her and her daughter have the same charges on the same day.
Yeah, that makes sense as well, Your Honor.
Let's see what we got.
I'm here all the court days upcoming except the 7th. Well, through the
Let's do
7th.
the 27th. That's next Monday, this next coming Monday. So she needs to be back here, ma'am, in court on the 27th, which is this upcoming Monday, at 10 o'clock. And before then, Mr. Min, can you give them contact information? She needs to get in touch with OVP about getting treated.
It would be good if you came in here Monday having already met with OVP.
Okay.
And maybe going into inpatient.
Well, right, if there's bed availability and such, but otherwise at least having made the connection.
Okay, I'm going to let her sign a $2,000 signature bond. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, just to let the jailer know, there's just a slight change in the order. State of Ohio versus Tanisha Cantrell, case number CRB 2531, A and B, and Brian Crawford will be on deck.
All right, ma'am, are you Tanisha Cantrell?
I am.
Okay, if you can sit back a little bit, I can see you. There you go. Now I can see you. Can you see the courtroom?
I can.
You are being arraigned, that's what the legal term is for your first hearing on a new case, and you're appearing in the courtroom on a monitor, and what you say and your image is all being recorded. So you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. But it's all going on the record what you do say and can be used against you if you admit something about your case. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand these charges?
I do.
And, well, I'm not meant to say, do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights?
I do.
Okay, now I'm going to go over the charges with you. There's two: possession of a controlled substance and theft. The possession of a controlled substance is case number 2531A. It alleges January the 18th of this year in Fayette Township, you were in possession or used Xanax. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. 31B alleges that you tried to take property from Walmart without their consent. That's a theft offense. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the two charges?
I do.
Do you have any questions before you enter a plea?
No.
What plea do you wish to enter? You've got three choices: not guilty, no contest, or guilty. You can enter any of those three. What plea do you wish to enter?
Not guilty, I don't have an attorney.
Okay, I'll enter a not guilty plea for you. You want to be
Or
considered...
no contest, I just don't have an attorney. This is my first time ever being in trouble, so I don't know what to,
If you don't know what to do, the safest plea is not guilty.
yeah.
Okay, I'll enter a not guilty plea. You want to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer.
Yes,
Do you have a job?
I do.
Where do you work?
GC services.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes,
How much per hour?
it is. I lost my job, so I'm not working there, so it was 13, but I'm not working there now.
So you don't have a job at all now? Or?
I literally was working there before I got arrested here. I was one of the methadone program trying to get straight, and I've been there for 3 months until I kind of slid back on this Xanax stuff, and yeah.
Okay. Do we have a card for Tyler Smith? Do we have a phone number? Okay, I'm going to appoint Tyler Smith to represent you.
Okay.
And maybe the jailer, if he's listening, can write, well, we've got a friend here that can write down the phone number. You can give the card to her. You can give this card to her, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
This is the card for her attorney. Her attorney's in Huntington. Tyler Smith is going to be your attorney. You have a friend of the family that's in the courtroom. I'm giving the card to them.
Tina Runyon.
You're Miss Runyon?
Yes.
Okay, so you see her. She's here. She has the phone number for your lawyer. I'm going to set your next hearing for January 27th. Your mother is supposed to be here then too.
What was
Your mother has a hearing the same date and time.
it? Okay, I will be there.
January 27th at 10 a.m. for a pretrial. I'm
I'll be there.
going to let you sign a $1,000 signature bond. So you're signing a piece of paper that says, I promise I'll come to court. And if I don't, I get a warrant and I have to pay $1,000 as a penalty. But you don't have to post the money now.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I'm entering a not guilty plea for you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome. Be here next coming Monday at 10 a.m.
I'll see you next Monday.
That's all.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Brian Crawford, case number CRB 24330, and Tracy Dillon is on deck.
Brian Crawford, 24330. All right, you're Brian Crawford.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm just going to read I have a letter that was submitted to the court this morning from OVP, addressed to me at this court. It says, Judge Capper, I'm writing this letter to inform you that Brian Crawford gives your date of birth, was admitted to ODP recovery on December 20th to gain assistance with managing substance use disorder. Brian had progressed well in the program and was due to complete on January 20th. Brian had plans set to continue his recovery at the Recovery Ranch in Chesapeake for further treatment on January 29th. Over the past weekend, he was allowed to visit with his family during visitation hours. After the visitation, our nursing staff witnessed Brian acting out of character. His skin appeared flushed, his pupils were pinpoint. Nursing and staff went to his room and had a discussion with him while checking his vitals, and he admitted to using fentanyl. He informed us that he brought it into the facility from the visitation, snorted it in the bathroom, and flushed the evidence. This time, we're not going to accept Brian back into the facility. We believe he would benefit from long-term treatment. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. It's from Brianna S, who's case manager, court liaison at ODP Recovery Center. So what say you, Mr. Crawford?
I'm sorry.
What do you have to say about this?
I was in the wrong. I feel worse than everybody else down there than myself, but I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry for what I did. I was wrong. Please forgive me, and you're right. The people that picked me up and tried to carry me, and I didn't manage myself. And Marie and everybody who did the job and everything, I went outside to look for the family member's vehicle or something was laying underneath the seat when I went out there to look for it, and I grabbed it, I put it in. I have beyond remorseful for everything I've done between Walmart and all this. I got set to graduate, I wanted my counselor said he would let me do outpatient. I said, no, I want to do the recovery ranch. I thought that'd be a good fit for me. I want to do horses and everything, but I messed up, Your Honor, and they don't fix nothing, I know, but all I'm asking is for forgiveness and mercy. I did what I wanted up where I'm sitting today.
Yeah, and I mean,
They told me that I did a job, they were proud of me. I looked at them up and I was outside proud that day. I really did. I heard another crew man tell me they were proud of me in ages. Like, that meant a lot to me that day. I ain't worried about that.
who brought you the fentanyl? Somebody brought you? Somebody in your family brought you fentanyl?
No, they thought. Somebody thought they had put it away. Because I was looking at, like, my mother's car, and her camera had crapped out. Like, she bought a 5 Camry, and she got over 360,000 miles on it. And she kept talking about when I was there, like, I can't be there. Like, I don't know. And my uncle helped her get a vehicle and stuff like that. The Lord got my mother's saying with you on everything. She don't want me using, she don't want to die in this world. I'm on drugs. But I guess he thought he put a family member, I guess he thought he put it in the console, and I went out there to figure out how to pop the back glass of the vehicle, and I showed the armrest in the back seat. I saw a pack of cigarettes there, and I saw a piece of paper there that I guess I fell out of the cigarette pack, and I was just an opportunist, because my mother had called. I called at 10 o'clock later that night when I was finally allowed and able to come out of the room without being. I didn't want to be a threat to someone else's recovery or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? And because if they would close the door, I don't think a lot of people would know about what was going on. I didn't even want to speak with a roommate in there. I told the 2 gentlemen I'd speak to their man outside, but I didn't want to speak with the female nurse there, and I didn't want to speak with the roommate there. I don't want to affect nobody, but no man's an island, like everything you riddled out. But that was an opportunity. My mother, when I called her, said, oh my God, thank God you're okay. She's like, your brother's living. She's like, you took his crap. And I'm like, well, I guess he thought he put it up, but he didn't. Like, it was underneath the seat. And like, I shouldn't have did what I did. And the flush drug account, you made progress with me, Your Honor Capper, because I tell you, I would never flush drugs. That would throw up my life. But like, I tried to really take to heart what the counselor, Mr. Smalley put us in a circle level and they said, well, you matter. And I told her, who are you, where are you going, what do you want in life? And like, I never knew what questions to ask in life, but Mr. Smalley and Jackie, you got a good staff down there at ODP. And Gary Martin, he's really good staff there. Like, they poured a lot of me, breathed up their best with me as well. And I don't have I'm sorry, Brett, I didn't mean nothing the other day to when I rushed up there, but like, yeah, that's what I ask for forgiveness for the things I've done. And I know the price to pay, and I'm afraid of that price I'm going to pay. But this is one place I didn't really want to wind up, but
So
if I had any doubt about using it again, that this is cured, and I thank because, Lord, I don't like the way here. It's pretty faint, but not on my wrist.
Your Honor, I did speak with RRS before coming up here, and they said they are willing to take Brian, because we had canceled his West Virginia insurance in order to allow him to come to treatment in Ohio at the Recovery Ranch. So they are willing to take him if that's something he's willing to do. I think he would benefit from long-term treatment.
Did you hear that?
Yes, thank you, Mr. That means a lot, really, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Zoe.
Okay, well, and did this just happen yesterday?
It happened on Sunday.
Sunday?
No, Saturday night, I think, is when everything went to pieces Saturday night, yeah. And then.
So he's been in the jail since Sunday, or when did he go?
No, he went to jail yesterday. When I came into work, they informed me of what happened, and I called Mr. Major, and then he was arrested.
I didn't know Mr. Major. I even told Mr. Payton, the security guard, I was like, I need to go to Jackie or Mr. Smalley. I want to get their ear first thing. At that point, like, I could sit up there. And then they were having church there. They go to church every Monday, every Friday. I sit there at church, and I got pulled out and went straight here to jail. So, I mean, it's Thursday, right? I know I did wrong, and there's a price to pay. And I'm paying a heavy price, but I'm trying, Your Honor. I'm trying. My mother told me she said I look better. I look good in the first place, but now I look better. I went to the doctor's face. I lost weight, but she was proud of me. And that meant what that Your Honor said that he was proud of me. Like that. I don't want to disappoint you, sir.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 2 days in jail for breaking your probation and consuming drugs. I'll allow you to be released tomorrow to RRS for inpatient treatment.
What's that stand for?
It used to be called Recovery Center. They just changed it to Riverside Recovery. Now it's RRS. It's a treatment facility.
Okay.
And I'll release you there for inpatient treatment. And come back. I want to see you on the 31st just for a follow-up to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to. So that will be a review hearing at 9 a.m.
Okay. Does this count as credit time served in here, or the 2 days start today?
He said you'll get out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you can go tomorrow.
You know, morning, evening, I'm just
Well, whenever they get there, they can take you.
Okay.
So if you don't want to go back to jail, and I don't blame you. Jail's, I've never spent the night there, but it's a pretty awful place just to visit. Keep that in mind the next time you think, well, I'll just dabble in this stuff. I'm okay. I'm okay if you use jail as a way to reinforce not taking drugs. But at some point, and I think you're starting to get there, you got to do this because it's what's best for you. Not because you're afraid, not you're afraid of me, afraid of going to jail. It's what's best for you and your family, for you to get clean.
Yeah, I look at everybody else. I know Jim's and Franklin on their story. Everyone is talking about that. When Jacob got his family across the river, and once Jacob got along with God, and then until he prayed, because people won't get you so far. And I was looking at everybody else to help me along. And then people, God uses people, but like, I can't do this for other people. I need to do it for myself. And yeah, I'm beyond regretful and remorseful and just ashamed of my own self because got, I didn't know that, I mean, you know, saying that's like a drug, like, I don't know, never touched drugs, you know, how to, I never know how to describe it, like a toxic ex-girlfriend. Like, you ever been around somebody that brings up the worst in you? Like, that's, you don't know how to describe it.
Okay, well, you're gonna get another chance, take advantage of it, no more mess ups and no excuses, just do what you're supposed to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Tracy Dillon, case number TRC 24882, CRA 24575, and CRP 24576. And Matthew Christian is on deck.
Just let me know if Mr. Crawford is not accepted, and we'll bring it back, otherwise we won't. All right, Tracy Dillon is here on a warrant. She's got two lawyers, neither one of which are here, Mr. Morford and Mr. Stratton's on the docket for any other cases. He was her attorney on the, she's got a felony that she failed to appear for a preliminary hearing pretrial on October the 15th. And she's got there was an ODI conviction and she had a review hearing in November. She failed to appear for. Okay.
I'm not sure if this is the same person, I don't have the file, so do you have 24575?
Yes, in 576, and there's an ODI under 24882.
The warrants haven't been recalled.
She took a drug screen this morning and it's showing negative. But I have a letter where she was at Mitchell Bateman, so I think there's issues there. Miss Dillon, are you still living in Proctorville? Do you have someone that's helping you? Do you have a guardian or anyone that assists you? Well, this is problematic. Mr. Heald, got any solutions on? She's failed to appear on 2 prior cases, and I do have a letter that I received from the State of West Virginia Department of Health, and basically it's from a social worker saying she was inpatient at Mildred Mitchell Bateman Hospital in Huntington at one point.
Has this case been before the court previously?
Yes. She has a conviction on an ODI that she failed to appear for a review hearing. She's got a pending, but she didn't appear for the preliminary hearing and pretrial. She's got a pending possession of drugs, felony 5, possession of cocaine, and there was a misdemeanor there too. Drug paraphernalia was the misdemeanor.
Did she have a lawyer on those charges?
She had, on the last case, Mr. Stratton, the prior case, which is over, the ODI was Mr. Morford.
Looks like she might be struggling right this minute, too.
Yeah. And we have, does the jail have Shawnee evaluate her, or? I think just from her appearance, there needs to be some intervention. I don't feel right, especially with the weather, or releasing her just out on the street on an OR bond.
I agree, Your Honor. I think the deputy just put the headphones on.
Yes.
She was evaluated for shot, and she was cleared from suicide watch. That's the only evaluation we had on her.
Okay. Well, I think she may need some sort of commitment at this point. So we probably need to get a lawyer involved. Is Mr. Steyer still here? I don't know.
I think he is. He's got other cases.
It's not optimal either with, especially doing this by teleconference. This is Tracy Dillon.
Okay.
She had a prior ODI conviction in 2024, had a review hearing in November, didn't appear, got a warrant for that. And prior to that, in October, she'd had a possession of cocaine and a drug paraphernalia charge. Mr. Stratton was appointed. She didn't appear for the preliminary hearing or the pretrial.
Okay. And I would assume that hasn't gone on to the grand jury.
Has not.
Okay, just make sure that issue hadn't.
Warrant issued from here.
Right.
But it's pretty apparent, just from interaction here, that there's some sort of psychosis or something going on. And I have a letter from a caseworker in West Virginia saying she had, in the fall, been admitted to inpatient over at the Bateman Hospital in Huntington.
As a
Mr. Stratton had been appointed, but he's not available, and I think we need some immediate.
As a practical matter, the problem I foresee is that, I don't know if there's anywhere other than ABH, and they're not going to take her. I would assume, since we have 2 people on a waiting list to get in there for months. On the basis of the court's representations to me, if I'm appointed, I guess there's a felony, so I can't enter a not guilty by reason of insanity on that, but I can certainly enter that on the 2 misdemeanor charges you mentioned, as well as a suggestion of competency, which I can follow up with a written entry later, which stays the case.
She does have, why don't we do this? This may be a good one to discuss in chambers.
That'd be fine.
I had been contacted by Judge Ballard, Colin Please. He's familiar with some of the family, so there is some family that's concerned for her, and maybe getting.
Are any of them here by any chance?
Is there anyone that's here for Tracy Dillon?
Doesn't appear so.
So why don't we do that? I don't know if it would be, if you can talk with her, communicate with her.
I can try.
Then let's talk about it in chambers.
Could I get the court's file on these?
Yes. All right, Ms. Dillon, I've appointed you another lawyer, Mr. Steyer. He's going to be acting on your behalf. He's going to call down, try to talk with you, and then we'll discuss and have your case back on the record later in the docket. I'll send you, well, I think it's in the file. What? There's a letter from her, there's a letter from a social worker in West Virginia.
State of Ohio versus Matthew Christian, case number CRA 2535 and CRB 2536. And William Hatfield is on deck.
Sir, are you Matthew Christian?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's Mr. Christian, I'm Judge Capper. This is your arraignment hearing at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. You have a right to remain silent today. You don't have to say anything. You are being recorded, so everything you say and even your image is being recorded and is being shown in the courtroom here in Chesapeake. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove this charge. There's 2 charges actually. Prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
Case number 35 alleges that you were in possession of a fentanyl-related compound on January the 18th, 2025 in Fayette Township. That's a felony of the 5th degree, maximum penalty, a year in jail, $2,500 fine. 2536 alleges that January 18th, you purposely tried to deprive Lowe's of property without their consent. So theft offense, maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the 2 charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you have a job? Do you have a job, sir? You have no income?
No, sir.
What's the state's position on bond? And I have a Ashland address for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's Bath Avenue, is that right?
Yes, sir.
I'd say, given the allegations, we'd want him to be assessed for treatment if he's going to get out of jail.
Okay, are you willing to go get an assessment for treatment?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Have you had treatment before?
Not really. Tried once, but didn't really work out.
Where did you go?
ARC.
Okay, that's one of the places I use in Kentucky is ARC.
Yeah, I like ARC. I like ARC. I wish I would have stayed. I wish I would have, completed it.
You have a Kentucky medical card?
Yes.
Okay, so the state, if he agrees to go to ARC for assessment, the state's okay with the OR bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to let you out on what's called a OR, own recognizance bond. It means you guarantee your own appearance. You sign a piece of paper that says, I'll come to court when I'm supposed to, or I'll pay $2,500 as a penalty, and you get a warrant. The thing about, since you have a felony, there's no place to go where the felony isn't going to be, a warrant is not going to be good. Misdemeanors are usually only good in the state where you reside or got the charge. A felony warrant's good anywhere, so Kentucky's going to arrest you on an Ohio felony warrant.
Yes, sir.
And hold you until you're extradited back to Ohio. So
Yes, sir.
I'm going to release you on your promise to come to court. Do you know where the court is in Chesapeake?
Yes, sir. I do.
County Road 1, across from the flea market?
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay, I'm going to set your first hearing on the 31st of January. So that's not this Friday, but a week from Friday. You got to be at court, and before then, you know where ARC is, and that's one of the agencies I use in Kentucky. You got to go there and get assessed and start treatment again.
Okay.
And here's the thing, you probably know this, fentanyl is highly dangerous.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So, I mean, if you're using compounds or some drug that has fentanyl in it, it's like playing Russian roulette. You don't know what's going to happen to you. Okay, so we got to deal with this situation.
Yes, sir.
Are you appointing an attorney?
Yeah, and I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll appoint J.T. Holt. He's in Ironton. And we'll give you his phone number, so this jailer can write it down. Do we have his card? You can look him up, J.T. Holt.
Okay.
He's in Ironton, but the jailer can write this down for you. It's 740-533-0163.
Okay.
And your next hearing is January 31st at 10 o'clock. And I'm letting you sign a $2,500 signature bond.
Yes, sir.
And you gotta go to ARC, and don't wait around until,
I'm not. I'm going right away.
as soon as you get out, go to ARC and tell them you gotta be honest too. Tell them I've got charges in Ohio, one of them's a felony involving fentanyl. You gotta tell them the truth about your history so they can help you.
Yes, sir.
And the thing is, if you will do this, the state will probably keep your case here in this court, not send you to the felony court, and you got a chance of even getting it dismissed if you do really well in treatment.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
I'll notify Mr. Holt that you, that he's appointed to represent you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus William A. Hatfield, case number CRB 24608, CRA 2527, CRA 2533, CRB 2534. Brianna Sparks is on deck.
I'm sorry? Are you talking about Dylan?
Yeah.
I had texted Charlie Dempsey about evaluating her, but I don't know if that's maybe beyond what they can do. That was after Judge Ballard contacted me. Okay. Yeah, she's a lot worse off last year. Okay, sir, you're William Hatfield. I'm Judge Kapler, and Mr. Hatfield, you've got 2 new charges. Three charges, it looks like, and an old charge. $2527 is actually an extradition matter. It's alleged that West Virginia, State of West Virginia Division of Corrections and Rehabilitation has issued a warrant for your arrest for a parole or probation violation, parole violation charge, it looks like. So they're asking that you be extradited to West Virginia on that matter. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed to represent you if you can't afford one. Then you got some new charges here in this jurisdiction. 2533 is an aggravated possession of drugs charge. It alleges that William Anderson Hatfield at Fayette Township, January the 19th, 2025, knowingly obtained or possessed or used methamphetamine, a Schedule II substance. That's a felony 5, maximum penalty is a year in jail, $2,500 fine. And case number 34 is a domestic violence charge. It alleges that William Anderson Hatfield at Fayette Township, January 19th, knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Jessica Hatfield, and that Jessica Hatfield was either a member of your family or lives in your household. So that's domestic violence. It's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand these charges? Do you understand your rights? Do you have the money to hire a lawyer? And also, it looks like you got an old case, 24608, was also a domestic violence charge. Same alleged victim from September of 24, and that you failed to appear for a pretrial on December 13th of this year. Warrant got issued for the failure to appear. Mr. Steyer was the attorney, so Mr. Steyer's going to be busy today. It's his case too.
I didn't catch who this is, Your Honor. I apologize.
William Hatfield, he had a domestic in the fall with a review, not a review, a pretrial, hadn't been resolved. Pretrial December 13th, so as he didn't show up then, now he's got 2 new charges.
He also apparently, Your Honor, has a holder from West Virginia parole.
Correct.
What are the new charges that are pending here?
The new charges here: aggravated possession of drugs, methamphetamine, felony 5, domestic and other domestic violence.
Your Honor, I think he may have a parole holder from Ohio also. At least it was discussed back in October.
When the case was going, there was discussion of, at that time, the APA had a holder on him, which they released when we bonded him out on this case. I don't know if he remains on post-release control or not. If there is a new charge, though, and he's still on post-release control, I would assume that if an APA holder isn't existing yet, it's going to be forthcoming.
Will be. Well, maybe academic, but need a bond recommendation from the state. I mean, I think there needs to be a bond here.
We'd asked for a $10,000 cash or surety bond.
I'm going to set bond at $10,000 cash or surety on the new charges here. And I'm assuming he came in on the 19th. So we can do it on the 31st, if you're available.
Give me just 1 second here. I'm updating my calendar. I'm having trouble getting the days to show. I'm available that day, Your Honor.
Is that within, well, that's more than 10 days.
I'm available the 27th. We've said a couple things that day.
Okay, we can do it the 27th. Next hearing will be January 27th on everything before the court involving Mr. Hatfield.
We're asking for a protection order also, Your Honor.
And there'll be an order for you to stay away from Jessica.
State of Ohio versus Brianna S at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 2528, and Taylor Bryan is on deck.
Ma'am, are you Brianna Sparks?
Yes, sir.
Sparks, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court. This is where your hearing is taking place by teleconference and being recorded. You don't have to say anything. What you're saying is being recorded though, so if you admit something, it could be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney and to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things?
Yes, sir.
You're charged with theft. It's alleged that Fayette Township, January the 19th, you tried to deprive Walmart of property without their consent. It's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. You understand the charge? How do you wish to plead to the charge? Do you want a lawyer appointed? You You were supposed to go to OVP, is that what you said?
Yeah.
When were you supposed to report there?
Make it interesting.
This coming Tuesday?
I can check on that.
Brianna Sparks, you need a date of birth from you?
Yeah, what's her date of birth?
2/13/96.
Okay, let me check on that.
Okay, you still want to go?
Yeah, I would just get an alarm on myself back and I just need to renew my medication.
Where are you living now?
I live at 10 Private Drive, Chesapeake, Ohio.
Okay, because I have a Columbus address for you. You don't live there anymore?
No,
Where are you from originally?
Columbus.
Okay. Were you just down here to start treatment, or you've been living here for a while?
Yeah, and then I lived here for a while when I first started just for treatment.
Okay, do we have family members for Brianna here? Okay. Well, I'm having OVP check to see if they're still willing to take you. So once I get information back on that, I'll call you back up.
State of Ohio recalls Taylor Bryan at the Lawrence County Jail. Case number CRB 23-112, CRB 20-112.
Okay, you tested dirty for amphetamine, buprenorphine, and methamphetamine.
Yeah,
So you're not surprised.
I'm not what?
You're not surprised at the test result.
No, I mean, it should be coming out because like I said, I didn't use them before and I'm just trying to go ahead.
Are you still living in South Point?
Yeah,
Have Ohio medical card?
yeah,
You live with family in South Point? Who you live with?
I lived with my household, but at the time I was staying with my fiance, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Like I said, I've been locked up, I ain't been able to go home every time we do.
He is here today also, Your Honor. It's Mr. Hill.
Okay.
But last time I did it, those 15 yards, I passed it. I just probably left, and, I mean, I can just feel like I don't have to do it. I just felt like I feel like I'm doing it, I need to take care of it, figure everything out.
What happened to,
I also love Ray, I won't be for
I thought I saw a film in here, but it looks like it's all misdemeanors.
Oh, good.
I don't understand that, I was able to pay my bill, so.
Okay.
I mean, the only way I can get out is to buy a water tank.
Okay, are you willing to go to treatment? You need to go.
If I can do that, I'll do that.
We'll try it.
You try it?
I'll let you try outpatient.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you have a preference as to what agency you want to go to for outpatient?
Probably the biggest class, I don't know, I have to, I mean, that's probably the one that would be best to take.
Okay, do you have a phone number where they can reach you?
No, I mean, no, not at the moment. I have a cell phone out, in my property.
Well, that's what I mean. Once you get out of jail, do you have a cell phone where they can reach you? What is it?
Just, put 740-550-4432.
4432?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to order you to at least try outpatient services at first, and we'll see how it goes. And sentence you to time served for not coming to court when you were supposed to, and order you back here for another review hearing in February. And if you don't come this time, you're just gonna have to sit in jail for a while next time. So really important that you come to court. I'm gonna make it the first Friday in February. That's February 7th. You gotta be in court at 9 a.m. and you gotta go to, well, they call it RRS now, Riverside Recovery. You gotta go there for your treatment and make sure you do that and get me some reports by February 7th. You know what you gotta do?
Yes.
When's your review hearing?
The 7th.
That's the first Friday in February. And if you don't come to court, what's gonna happen? That's exactly right, you get a warrant. So go to your treatment, come to court when you're supposed to. Get clean. February 7th is your next hearing, that's it. Yes, I'm letting you out.
Your Honor, we have some recalls to the jail, but we're not ready to do those yet.
Okay, we'll come back to the jail when we get ready, got the information ready to process those cases.
State of Ohio recalls James Helton, case number CRB 23111.
Okay, James, you need to go to treatment too. Is that your girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. You admit it?
Huh?
Admit that you need to go to treatment, or you're gonna deny it?
I just had a slip up. I mean, my dad just passed this week. I just had a lot going on, but yeah, I'd like to try the same thing as her if possible.
Okay, I'm going to refer you to RRS. We'll start outpatient. He tested positive for methamphetamine. I understand you got a death in the family, and I'm sorry about that, but you got to weather all those crises in your life. You can't resort to self-medicating.
Yeah.
Because that stuff's going to happen. That's the way life is. There's going to be things that happen. So we got to get it where you can stay clean. So the representative from RRS is here. He'll step out with you when you leave the courtroom. We'll have you come back same time your girlfriend is. So that's February 7th for a review hearing at 9 o'clock. Encourage each other.
Thank
Stay
you.
clean.
I will.
See you then, February 7th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Ashley Shaw, case number CRB 2532. Set for arraignment.
Ma'am, are you Ashley Shaw?
Yes, sir.
The bailiff is bringing you a copy of the charge. Case number 2532, it's a domestic violence complaint alleges January the 19th, in Perry Township. You knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Ella Lene Spalding, who's a member of your family or household. That's a first degree misdemeanor domestic, maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Do you wish to have a lawyer appointed to represent you?
No, sir, I can afford one.
Okay. How much time do you need to make those arrangements for a lawyer?
As soon as we leave here, we're going to retain one.
Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
So your follow-up hearings are going to be usually Mondays and Fridays unless there's a holiday. What's better for your work schedule, Mondays or Fridays?
Honestly, just depends on the day.
Okay. February 10th? February 10th will be your next hearing. That's a Monday. February the 10th will be a pretrial. Will be at 10 a.m. You posted a bond, but yeah, you posted a bond, so your bonds continue. Is there a protection order requested in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, this appears to be Ms. Shaw's child. niece, 12-year-old. And so,
Do y'all live together, or?
It's my daughter.
Okay.
yeah.
Where's the child now?
She's in the juvenile detention center.
Okay, is there a charge against her also?
Yes, sir.
So how do we do this? We probably can't do this now. Well, when the child gets released, is there another parent?
Did Children's Services contact you?
Not yet, sir. This is her second offense, so I'm not sure when she'll be getting out.
So, it sounds like kind of an involved matter, but we're going to ask for a protection order, but I don't know where the young lady would go after if she's released from the juvenile center. Is there another relative?
Potentially. I would have to see if I can make arrangements.
Her father, maybe?
Well, maybe we need to come back sooner than the 10th.
Okay.
If, since this is kind of up in the air about where she's going to be staying. I mean, we could decide as soon as this coming Monday or next Friday. That's the 27th or 31st.
Next Friday, please.
31st. That's a week from this coming Friday.
Okay.
The 31st. Okay. So I'm going to order you to stay away from Ella,
Okay.
and then I'll change the hearing date to January 31st for a pretrial, 10 o'clock.
And Your Honor, if we could amend the complaint to just the initials, I think that's
Okay.
appropriate.
And this is
Point is amended to the word ES. Any questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
You back on the 31st at 10 o'clock, unless your lawyer says they made different arrangements.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
State of Ohio recalls Gretchen Smith, case number TRC 221661 A and B.
okay.
I can't screen. I've been working. I worked 16 hours last night, and I'm exhausted. I haven't slept. I haven't drank anything. It's going to take me a little while, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to order you to come every court date until you give a urine screen.
Okay.
You'll be here Friday,
This Friday?
the 24th, January 24th at 10 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you want me to wait until I can screen to leave today?
If you want, wish.
My car is running because I can't turn it off because of my battery. I just was wanting to let you know that. It's been running.
Well, I'll give you the option. If you want to stay and screen, you can do that, or be here Friday.
I'll be here Friday, that way I get sleep. Yeah, I'll be here Friday, if that's okay.
Fine, I already scheduled it for Friday.
Okay, thank you.
The only things we have left at this point are some recalls of the jail that were not, trial and pre-trial.
Oh, okay. All right, then I wanted to meet concerning the Dillon case in Chambers, and we'll come back. We've got some follow-up cases to do at the jail shortly, so court's in recess.